The government has just made a huge announcement about 2 days ago that they are going to start garnishing paychecks, seizing tax refunds, and even taking Social Security from millions of student loan borrowers. And so tonight, I really want to have this conversation because even if it's not just you, this is important for all of us who believe, who are in school, like myself. I'm back in school. I am not taking out any student loans to get my doctorate degree. So pray for me because I got to do some homework tonight for it when I get off the live with you all. But as a professor at a HBCU, as a student getting my doctorate degree, my philosophy around education is changing, and I'm seeing the impact of student loans, and I'm also seeing the importance of education. And I need you all to know some things on tonight, and as you all are watching the replay, because as some things are coming back into play with this White House administration, I need to give you all some resources and some action steps on what you need to do right now. And so I want to ask this question. Type it in the chat. Just put me. You all know when you're live. I want to know if this applies to you. But if you currently have student loans, or if you're considering going back to school, just put me inside the chat. Just put me inside the chat. If you have student loans or you're currently thinking about going to school, if that is you, put that in the chat. But tonight we're going to have a real conversation, a very, very quick conversation. I want to reference the article that I am coming from on this evening. Here you all go. There we go. I see a lot of me's in the chat. I hear you. Here is the article I am referencing on tonight. This article is inside of the show notes. All right. As you can see here on January 7th, it was about 2 or 3 days ago. The article is revealing that student loan borrowers in default could see their wages garnished. Listen to me, y'all. And starting right now, starting this week, coming up on Monday. Monday will be what's that? Monday will be the what's the today? Today's the 10th, and today's Saturday, right? So 11. So starting on January 12th, the federal government is sending out notices to borrowers in default. If you're behind on your student loans, your paycheck, your tax refund that's going to be coming here in a couple of weeks for a lot of you all, and even Social Security could be at risk. I was doing some research before I came on. I really wanted to make sure that you all understand this, but about 1 in 4 student loan borrowers are behind on payments. 1 in 10 are seriously delinquent. And when I say seriously delinquent, this is 90 days or more late. So this is going to impact millions, and I mean millions of families and millions of people. And I got to go there. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say this anymore, but this is going to impact the African American community the most. You see, federal collections, wage garnishments, tax refunds, Social Security offsets restarted in May of 2025 after a long pandemic pause. And there's no statute of limitations. They can keep coming until your entire loan is repaid. If you're in default, and in default means 270 days late, the government doesn't need a court order. They can garnish your wages. They can take your tax refund and block you from even getting a mortgage or taking out another student loan or even making a huge investment into real estate. And watch this. In some cases, this can even block you from some jobs. Now, I want to know, I'm curious, have any of you gotten any notices yet? If you've gotten a notice about your student loan, put a 1 in the chat. I don't think a lot of you all have because they're starting it this week, but some notices have gone out. Or put a 1 in the chat if you're somewhat worried about going into collections. Like, I have some student loans, Anthony, but life just hit me, and I do not know if I can make these student loans payments. Or put a 1 in the chat if you just have student loans and you're just ready to pay them off. I want to know. I want to know. Now, I'm starting to see some ones. I'm starting to see some ones. Okay, cool, great. We gonna get to it. Give me 15 more minutes, and I'm gonna get up out of here because I got to get to work. I got 20 pages I got to read tonight. But let me tell you why this is happening and what it means. You see, during the pandemic, payments were paused. A lot of folks put other bills first, and the system got even more confusing. You see, now collections, I would say, are back, and many people are caught off guard. You see, the system, in my personal opinion, my personal financial opinion, I've been in the industry now for about 15 years, it is fundamentally broke. So many changes, so much confusion. Default isn't just about student loans, it spills over into your whole entire financial life. If you're struggling with student loans, you're more likely falling behind on your credit card bills, your car loans, and your debt, period. You see, some experts are calling this a ticking time bomb in household budgets because millions are going to be facing wage garnishments, millions are going to be facing tax refund seizures, and millions are going to have a long-term credit damage impact. Drifting said something real good. She said, man, people have student loans with no careers. That's the truth. That's the truth. Listen, I want you all to read this article. What I'm learning is I could do so much teaching, and I want to do teaching, but this article is inside of the show notes. And I want you to read this article and really get familiar with what's going on within your personal financial world. Because if this impacts you, this is important. But also, if you're overwhelmed by debt, not just student loans, but by credit cards, maybe medical bills, personal loans, put a me in the chat right now. If you're saying, Anthony, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be very vulnerable on tonight's live. If you're watching a replay, just put I'm tired. Well, actually, for everyone, if you're watching this live, put I'm tired. If you're tired of student loan debt, of credit card debt, of medical bills debt, of personal debt, of if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you're tired of getting up every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and for some of us and for a lot of us, even Saturdays and Sundays working a weekend job, if you are just overwhelmed and just tired of this financial world that you are currently in, just put I'm tired. Just put I'm tired inside the chat. I see I'm very tired. Me, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm exhausted. I feel you. Listen, I don't want you all to wait to get collection notices. I don't want you all to wait to be getting phone calls from the collection companies. I don't want you all to wait to get your wages garnished. I remember getting my wages garnished. I remember I was working at the Police Athletic League, PAL, in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I didn't pay a bill and they garnished my wages. I remember my boss called me and said, yo, I was only making y'all like $600 every 2 weeks. The freaking government got me and was taking $250 from every single paycheck. Every single paycheck. I was meeting with a client the other day. Hold on a minute. Um Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm texting my assistant. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. I was finishing up my client and hold on. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. Hold on. I was talking with a client on last week, and all right, there it is. Hold on a minute, y'all. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, y'all. I just want to make sure that my assistant gets this information. All right, here we go. All right, I was talking with one of my clients a couple of weeks ago, and I was just talking to her, not a couple of weeks ago, I'm sorry, about a couple of months ago, right around October, November of last year. And she said something to me. She said, Anthony, I'm working a debt snowball, and I'm really, 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 really going to, I need some help. And I told her, well, let's sit down. And we sat down and we had this conversation. And I just said, hey, you know what? If you really want to do some things, and I'm going to give you all some resources that you all can see here, because I really do believe that this is important. And I gave her some resources and I gave her some things. I said, hey, listen, I need you to be focused during the year 2026. I need you to stop spending money on unnecessary things. I need you to get focused. I need you to get uncomfortable for 18 to 24 months. That's a year and a half to 2 years. I need you to get focused on you having financial freedom. And I want to ask y'all this real quick. I want to ask you this real quick. How many of you all are willing for the year 2026? You are willing to make some sacrifices. You are willing to be uncomfortable for a short period of time, for a short period of time, so you can truly have that financial freedom. If you are willing to be uncomfortable, put uncomfortable inside the chat. If you're willing to be uncomfortable, if you're willing to make some adjustments so that you can get out of student loan debt, so you can get out of credit card debt, so that you can get out of everything, just put yes, I'm willing to put be uncomfortable. And I want to look at this. Let me see if I can pull this up. And the teacher says, man, someone got a call because they were 30 days late. Listen, 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 listen. This is serious. Because if you're overwhelmed by debt, not just the student loans, credit card debt, medical bill debt, personal loans, maybe even refis, maybe even bankruptcy, I do not want you to wait for garnishing. I've partnered with several companies that can help you negotiate with creditors, lower your payments, and get a plan in place before garnishments comes, before and Tasima. You get the phone calls before it goes into collections. All you got to do is go to anthonyoneal.com/debt relief for a free, no obligation consultants, no social security number needed, no payment. These companies have helped thousands of people get out of debt and back on track. And within my own particular community, man, we've helped hundreds. I ain't gonna lie about thousands. They have helped hundreds. And if you're working on building your emergency fund, do not let your money sit in a regular savings account throughout the year 2026 because it's earning pennies. Check out my list of the best high yield savings accounts at anthonyoneal.com/savings and get your money working for you, even while you're getting out of debt, even while you're negotiating with creditors, even while you're having the debt relief companies help you out to get your debt lowered. If you're ready, and I really do mean this, man. Well, I'm not gonna say that because I want to keep moving because I feel like the preacher side of me is coming on. I feel like the preacher side is me coming on. Let me give you some action steps here. Let me give you some action steps because I really want to do this. If you're behind, please don't ignore the notices. Here are some actionable things I need you to do step by step, and I need you all to send this to people who currently have student loans. Okay? Here's the very first thing. I need you to contact your loan servicer. I need you to ask about income driven repayment or rehabilitation options. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Don't wait for garnishments to hit. I need you to be proactive. I need you to look up your company who you're with, who's servicing your loan, okay? And I need you to be like, all right, ma'am, what can I do? I don't want to go to collections. I don't want the penalty fees. I don't want you calling my job. I don't want you calling my mom and dad looking for me, because here's what they call it. They call that skip tracing. Did y'all know that bill collectors, once it gets into collections, they have the right. They can call your neighbor looking for you. They can call your parents. They can call your boyfriend. It's called skip tracing in the collection world. I used to work in it. And so what we would do is we can identify, okay, if we see that you live at 55 what's it called street, well, we can look up 542 what's it called street, see if we can find their number and be like, hey ma'am, my name is such and such. I was calling because I'm trying to get in contact with your neighbor, and this is a very important phone call. Is there any way you can leave them a note and ask them to give us a call? Because this is a very important situation. They legally have the right to do that. Now, they can't tell them why they're calling and what's it about, but they can't say it's important. They can hire an attorney if it's over a certain amount of money, and even watch this, start garnishing your checks, send you to small claims court. This is why I said go to anthonyoneal.com/debt relief. So this way, you can at least get to negotiate your debt down 30% while you're working the debt snowball. While you're paying off the student loans, they can help you get it lower. So you got to call your servicer before it even goes anywhere. You got to also check for errors. Make sure your loan status is accurate. Because honestly, I'm telling you, as a former bill collector in my 20s, mistakes happen. And we don't care. The collection people, they don't care. If you don't catch it, they're not going to fix it. So you need to pull up your statements, make sure that it is accurate, and make sure that there are no mistakes on it, especially after years of system changes. Have to. Number 3, you got to be willing to explore debt relief. Have to be willing to explore debt relief. If you have $20,000+ in debt, just see if you qualify for a structured repayment or settlement plan. Again, go to anthonyoneal.com/debt relief. Let me pull that up for you so you all can see it. All right. And this is what I want you all to do. All right. There you go. All you have to do, go here, and we just added J.G. Wentworth. All right. If I was you, I'm getting my rate on all 3 of them. I'm doing a form on all 3. I'm just gonna fill out the form, and I'm gonna have a call with each and every single one of them. Then I'm gonna go back and see which one is the best fit for me. Period. Period. Because I want to protect my paycheck, and I want to protect what I am actually doing. Right? You got to know your rights. Which leads me to the 4th thing: protect your paycheck. Know your rights. You see, collections can be stopped or paused if you act quickly. Don't let fear or shame keep you from getting help. Have to. If you get a collection call, you got to ask them to remove your name and number from their system. They can still mail you. They can still email you. But they don't have to call you. If they're calling your jobs, tell them to please remove. They no longer have your permission to call your job. Ask them for a cease and desist, and they can stop calling, but they can still mail you. But here's the thing: I don't want you ignoring them. I want you to get it out. I want you to get it solved. Here's the next thing: you got to start building an emergency fund in 2025, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Even if you're just starting with $5 a week in a high yield savings account, that can make a huge difference. If you're just putting $5, $10 into a high yield savings account, that can make a difference, because to get out of debt, we need some money. And to build our dreams, we need some money. And to make sure that once we get out of debt, we don't go back into debt when emergency happens, we need some money saved. So that's simple. Go to anthonyoneal.com, I think it is, /savings. As y'all can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts you all can choose from. Now, this is my favorite choice, SoFi, because they're giving me 4%. And here's what I also love: zero minimum balance to earn the 4%. So even if you don't have the money today to open up the account, lock in this rate and then have a automatic withdrawal from your account or automatic deposit into the savings account to get that 4%. But look at Amex. Amex is giving 3%. Barclays is giving 4%, also with a zero minimum balance, right? Bread Savings is giving, they got CDs on here, a 3.75 CD. But now, here's the thing though, if you put it inside of this CD, right? If you put it inside of this CD, let me remove this from the screen. If you put this inside the CD, it's going to be locked up for 9 months. Now, if for those of us who have more than $5,000, CIT Bank is giving you a higher rate of 4.3% than SoFi. But look how much money you need to put in there. $5,000. Now watch this. If you put in less than $5,000, what is this? You're only getting 0.25% interest. So if you have less than 5,000, you need to come up here to SoFi because there's a zero balance to get the APY of 4%. So to get these deals, to make your action, just go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. Okay? Listen, I'm not going to keep you here too long. I got to get up out of here. I got to do some students. I got to do some work. I dropped this link inside of the show notes. Okay? I've dropped this link inside of the show notes. I'm going to give you a checklist and some next steps that I need you all to do if this does impact you. Because the truth is, you're not alone. The system is very confusing and broken, but you can take control. Don't let shame or fear keep you from getting help. Here's your quick checklist before you go to bed tonight. Number one, check your student loan status online. Call your servicer or a debt relief expert on Monday or the next business day. Open a high yield savings account, even if you only have $5, and write down your next paycheck date and make a plan for it. And the last thing, I need y'all to share this video with someone who needs it. If you need more resources, check the links inside the descriptions for debt relief, high savings, and more. But please, family, listen to me. I need y'all to go read this full article. I didn't want to go through all of it on Saturday night because I know it's Saturday night. I want it to be real quick, but read this full article so you could be aware if you have student loans, if you owe student loans, so that way you can see exactly what is happening, because I do not want you to wait until your paycheck is at risk. I need you to take action right now. Okay? Listen, I have to get up out of here. If you need anything, y'all, if you have any questions, any concerns, let me know. And we're gonna be good. Let me see here. Have any questions, y'all, real quick before I get up out of here? You know what? Yeah, I like that. Hold on, I'm sorry. Marcy is saying, I have SoFi. Can there be a video walking through SoFi Invest, self-directing versus the robo one? For sure. I will do a video next week. I will do a video on next week. Actually, I may even do a live. I may do a live next week on how to invest once you get SoFi account. So let's do this. Everyone within my community, as you're watching this, I'm gonna do a live next Friday on how to do a SoFi investment account. And I'm gonna do a step by step. So I'm gonna pull up my phone and we're gonna walk through it. So I need everyone to open up a SoFi investment account tonight, even if you put nothing in it. And then next week, when I do the live, you can walk through with me and copy everything that I'm doing, and you can put money inside of the SoFi account. And so even for those of you all who are watching a replay of this live on this evening, hey, make sure to open up an account. And then next week, we will open it up and I'll walk you through the steps on how to do that. So again, go to anthonyoneal.com/SoFi invest, and man, we will walk everyone through that. Yes, a live will be a great one. All right, cool. That's what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna do that. Oh, my sister said fine, because my money's just sitting. All right, cool. Hey, keep putting money in there, sis. Pretty Brown, keep putting money in there. So that way when we go in, I'll show you all how to invest it, and we will be good. Um, it will be good. I'm looking at all right, hold on. You're welcome. You're welcome. You are so welcome. SoFi is my jam. SoFi saved my life. Okay. Okay, I see y'all. I see y'all. Oh man, look at this. As an HR professional, we can take up to 25% of your disposable income, take home pay, for garnishments. Take heed to this advice. Wow. I'm telling y'all, man, it was crazy when I man, that was just crazy. We gonna leave it right there. Listen, um, check out the links inside of my description. Okay. Check out the links inside of my description. I have SoFi thanks to your recommendation. I love it. Listen, y'all. Um, also, I looked in your last video. Looked in your last video with the Courtney, but I don't see the other 10 linked. Hey, Marcy, what do you mean by the other 10? Can you tell me that real quick? What do you mean by the other 10? Yolanda said, awesome. I opened up my account. There we go. There we go, Yolanda. Oh yeah, to watch all of the other investment videos from last year. Is it in show notes? Hey Marcy, do me a favor. If you want to look at all of my investing videos that I did with Courtney, just go to my YouTube page, right? And go to the very bottom and you'll see all of the videos that I did with Courtney last year. And that is where you'll be able to see all the accounts he told us to get. And I'm telling you right now, you'll love it. The only thing I want to recommend to everyone is in those videos, I did recommend Moomoo. You're more than welcome to open up Moomoo account. Again, this is not a brand deal for me promoting that stuff, but I would definitely tell you SoFi investment is better because you can do automatic investing. With Moomoo, you can't do automatic investing. SoFi, you can, and that's what I love. So now automatically my money, I can just put money in there automatically and it'll automatically just put money into like my mutual funds, my index funds, my ETFs without me forgetting. With Moomoo, you got to do everything manually. So I'm not knocking Moomoo because I think Moomoo is a great platform, but SoFi is a little bit easier. And also you could do automation. So I'm always looking at what is the best user experience for my people. And SoFi Invest, in my personal opinion, because I use them personally, is the best user experience. I would do it. Elijah says SoFi investing is great. So listen, um, I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Saturday night, I'm trying to rest myself, and so I'm about to go out here and just give me something to eat and chill out, y'all. All right. So check out the show descriptions. Please read again this article because I want y'all to make sure that you do not fall short of this. Student loan borrowers in default could see their wages garnished. Y'all, that's serious. Please, 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 please do not be one of these people. Okay? Please do not be one of these people. Follow the action steps. If you're just not logging on, please rewatch it from the very beginning. Love y'all. God bless you. And I'll see you on Monday morning. Y'all don't forget. What is our show on Monday? I forgot. The show on Monday is a good one. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all, this one right here is probably going to be one of my favorite shows. Look at this. Quiet Wealth. 7 Small Habits of Quietly Wealthy People. I need y'all to do this in 2026. Listen, this right here, y'all, is going to be a good show. I have identified. I was asking myself, and I'm getting out of here. I was asking myself, what are things that separates the middle class from the wealthy people? And a lot of those things are not something tangible. It is just habits. Habits that wealthy people do that middle class people just do not do. And they're small things that all of us can do. No matter if you're making $50,000, no matter if you're making $25,000 a year or $80,000 a year. If you get these 7 habits and work on it this year, I promise you, you'll be wealthy within the next 12 to 24 months. And when I say wealth, I'm talking about you have real financial freedom and enough income to do what you really want to do. So on Monday, I need y'all dialed into this show. This show right here, oh, I'm pumped about this one. I'm really pumped about that one. So make sure y'all tune in on Monday, and I'll see y'all then. All right, peace out. Love y'all.